Hello everyone, welcome back to BR Outdoors. Today, as you've seen, we're going to go through some ice fishing things, and I'm going to get ready for ice fishing. And if you've never ice fished before and you want to get into ice fishing, I'll tell you a cheaper way to do that. Stick around. So we'll start off with the auger. I bought this auger a long time ago, and it's time to replace this auger. I lent it out, and they lost the screw that goes in there, the quick thing there, and I've been just putting a nut and bolt in there for the last 3 years, 4 years. So I'm going to replace that this year. So anyway, on to some jigs. Jigs are a cheap way to get into ice fishing if you wanted to. Various sizes, from these little tiny ones for your panfish. Ouch, wherever the hell that went. To your larger size. I don't get too big. I do have, I think that's the biggest I get. What is that, 3/8? I don't get too big for jigs. You don't need a whole lot of weight to get down there, and I'm not fishing anything with current, so I don't need anything to keep it there. So yeah, lots of jigs. Jigs are a cheap thing to have, and they work really well, especially when you put a minnow or a set tail or some type of something on it. They work really well, and it's a cheap thing to start out with. We're going to get to ice rods in a minute, and then we got some spoons, various spoons. These Williams, two-tone hammered. Those work really well for lake trout and whitefish. You'll notice I have a Cyclops in here. That's another thing if you want to get into ice fishing. You don't have to go buy all these ice fishing lures. It's marketing. I mean, sometimes, yeah, ice fishing works in the ice only in some cases, but for the most part, go through your summer stuff, get your spoons, and that's what I did, and I've done well. I've done well with the summer stuff. That's why you still see some summer stuff in here, spoons and stuff. And ice rods. You can go out and buy, you know, I've got an ugly stick in here. Right here. I've got the ugly stick. I've got ultralight. I think this is a Fenwick. I'll go through those in a minute. Get back to the lures for a minute. And then we got some ice fishing lures and some more spoons. So yeah, you don't really have to go out and buy all this if you're just starting out. I mean, what if you don't like it, right? More things for your jigs. I don't know, I haven't used any of these yet. They just looked like the fish is going to bite that. It's a natural instinct for a fish to bite something round. So that's like the eyeballs. That's a great idea. So, and then there's these spreaders. I don't use them a whole lot. That's double. That's your triple. I don't use them a whole lot. Sometimes I'll just use them as a weight just to get it down to the bottom. And then I'll use, where did they go? Here they are. I'll use the bear paw, and I'll set up another line, 2 feet up, and then another one about 2 or 3 feet up, depending on the depth I'm fishing. And you just get a minnow on that. And yeah, we'll move on to, I haven't even used this yet. Diamond Lures HD Ice. If anyone's ever used one of them, let me know. It's a little rattle bait. So we'll get on to ice rods. Okay, so before we get into ice rods, because some of them can get pretty expensive, you're just starting out. You don't want to go out and buy all this expensive stuff and everything, because you're not even sure if you really want to do it or if you're going to like it. So my suggestion, you can go to operator or an outfitter, whatever you call them, and hear their operators. You go out to Lake Simcoe, for example. A lot of people come up from New York, and they just rent a shack. Just their vacation. I've seen them fish. They know what they're doing, but for the new person just getting into it, there's no sense in buying a whole lot of stuff. The operators have rods available for you. They supply your bait. They bring you out. Some of them will even bring you out lunch. They have accommodations to stay overnight in the ice shack if you want to do that. So that's the cheapest way to go at it. If you're in Ontario, in the Toronto area, you can go up to Orangeville. They have the reservoir there. You can rent an ice shack. You can rent a rod. The bait's there. Everything you need's there. Just go out and for the day, and that way you know if you're going to like it. So that way you don't have to buy all this stuff. Find out you don't like it. Next thing you know, you're posting it on Craigslist or Kijiji or something because you don't want to do it no more. Now you just lost lots of money. So, and if you don't want to rent an ice shack, just go out and buy a rod. $10, $6, that's all you need. Get a little split shot, a little jig, some minnows, and pop that on there and just jig for some panfish or something. On a nice day where it's not too cold, you won't need a $600 to $1,000 shack. And yeah, if you like it, then God bless you, because you're going to spend a lot of money on fishing. Anyway, we're going to get into the rods here. Right off the bat, I've got my number one rod that I go to. It's a medium action ugly stick and cork handle. I like the cork handle because, well, this one's cork too. I don't have the soft foam handle. I don't like the foam handle because if the fish is just like pecking away at it, sometimes you can't feel that. But on the cork handle, you can feel everything. They also have, well, I'll get to that rod, but yeah, it's a medium action. I think I have 8 pound on this one. I can't remember, it's been a while. But the reel on this one is Mitchell Avocet, AVOCET 2. No, it's not 2. It is 2. G1000. It's a good reel from Mitchell. And yeah, that's the one you'll see me using a lot. And on to the next one. I can't read this anymore. It's way too tiny. But I believe this is my Fenwick rod. It's ultra light by the looks of how flimsy that tip is. And I believe that has 2 pound test on it. That's from a perch. And I don't know what kind of reel's on this one. Quantum Optics. Is there a number, a model number or something on it? There is not. You suck. Anyway, Quantum Optics. That's going to be, you'll see me using that for the panfish. I've used the ugly stick also for panfish. And then we go on to the Berkley Lightning rods. I got this in a 2-pack combo. Both of these rods came with it. One is an ultralight and one is, I think this one's a medium. See if I can read that. Yeah, this one's medium and this one's a light. This one's a light. They both came with the Berkley reels. I haven't changed them up yet. For now, I'm just going to use the Berkley reels on them. I don't like using the reels that come with the combos. They're good spares and good backups if you need one. But yeah, I'll be using these this year too. The plastic's still on the handles. I haven't even used these yet, but yeah, they're there. And for the bigger fish, the lake trout, the whitefish, whatever you're going to have that's bigger. I've got, I bought this years ago. It is a St. Croix ice rod. It's a Legend, I believe. Legend Ice. LIR 24MH, so it's a medium heavy. And on the tip of this one, you'll see the this part here. There's, I don't know where the hell they are, but I think they're in my other ice tackle box. There's a small thin wire that protrudes out that you can put in there, run the line through it. so you can still fish like panfish with it. You just got to watch that little tip, and it'll the little sensitive tip will go. You could also watch that for whitefish too. Sometimes they bite real light. Anyway, I had a lot of problems with this St. Croix rod. That's why I don't, it's been in here, I haven't used this thing in years. This tip kept coming off. And it kept coming off and coming off. I glued it, it kept coming off. So I went out and I got me some crazy glue. And I went ahead and crazy glued it on there, and as you can see, it doesn't come off anymore. Anyway, I don't know if I'll be using that one. Paid a lot of money for that rod. I'm going to get a reel for it. I'll get a good reel for it, and I'll start using that one. Maybe this year I'll get back into this one. I used it for lake trout, and it's a really good rod. I like it. Otherwise, the problems that I had are just basic. I mean, I used cheap glue at the beginning to glue that end back on, but it didn't work out. Anyway, you'll also see me use my set line that I have. I don't know if you always call them the same thing, but you take this block and you put it in here, and you take this part and you put it on top, and it balances. You get your line down. You set your line up. I use the bear claws for that, the bear paws. I set it the line up all down there, depending on how deep you're fishing again. And one thing I've learned for lake trout and whitefish with these, if it goes all the way down like that, you got a lake trout. If it falls up to the top like that, it's a whitefish. Almost every time. And when it's a whitefish, you got to really catch up to it because it's coming up. I don't know why they do that, but yeah, you got to really speed up to catch up to it, to feel it, to set the hook. I've missed a few. I'll have to admit I've missed a few, and because I didn't see them, they're this big. Anyway, so yeah, you get some pike too, and I've got the jaw spreaders just in case I need to get right in there, because I ain't sticking my hand in there. And I fish alone, so I also have a gaff. You can pick these up pretty cheap too. It gives you an extra length on your arm, if you will, and I'm going to keep the fish and eat it, so get yourself a gaff. Unless you're fishing with a buddy and somebody can go down there and grab it, you don't want to keep it. That's great. I mean, if I'm not going to keep it, I'm not going to gaff it, you know what I mean? So yeah, and I have some tip-ups somewhere. I don't know where they are right at this moment. But don't forget, always bring some spare things out with you. Extra tips, extra swivels, extra hooks. Don't forget your chapstick. Don't forget your lighter. And your, just in case, your ice picks, in case you go through, you can work your way out. I haven't needed them yet. I only have these around my neck, early ice and late ice. Otherwise, I mean, if I fall through 2 feet of ice, I need to lose some weight, you know what I'm saying? So, got some leaders for your pike, and I got a little pooper scooper to get the slush out of the hole. I don't have that big giant ladle looking soup spoon thing there because it don't fit in my bag, and this is all I've used for years. They're 99 cents at the dollar store. Some dollar stores you can get them 2 for $1, and you just do that real quick a few times, you're good. Anyway, don't forget your tip-up line, extra tip-up line, your floaty minnow scooper, your ice rod holders for the ice to set up, and don't forget your bucket rod holder just in case. Got a shovel from Clam. After you drill your hole, it extends. Let's see if I can extend it. Stupid spring. Doesn't extend much, but it's all you need. pull that out. That's from Clam. And yeah, extra line. Extra line, you always got to have extra line. And I think that's it. Got the lures, got the bag. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I got to find my tip-ups. But yeah, you don't have to go out and spend a whole lot of money to start out. So, I mean, you're gonna, as you can see, eventually, you're gonna spend some money. But here's my, I almost forgot about my fish finder. I don't use it for a fish finder. I just want it for depth. It's a Humminbird Piranha 160. It's not a Vexar. I don't understand how to use them things anyway. I see them and I see how they're doing. They're like, oh, there's one right there. And I'm like, where? And I don't get those things. But anyway, I'm sure if somebody explained it to me, how they work, I'm sure I would get it. I probably want to get one. But anyway, I just want to know what the depth is. If you're in 20 feet and you go out and you cut another hole, you're in 50 feet, go cut one in the middle so you're on the drop. There you go. That's all you need to know. And you'll probably do well, depending on the barometric pressure and other variables. But anyway, so that's the video for today. Show you some stickers that I got on my pail. You'll identify me out on the lake with this pail for sure. Anyway, I'm just doing that because it said Rona on it, and I was just covering up the name Rona, and things got out of hand. So anyway, that's the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And until then, keep your ass warm and your line tight. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.